Bob writes about it. Jim talks about it. But Chuck did something about it.
Foreman on a big hole across the 10.
He's something else.
He's out in touchdown land.
He's something else, baby.
Now, here's longtime columnist Bob Sansevier, Fox 9's Jim Rich, and the great number 44,
Double 4.
Chuck Foreman.
Welcome back to the JimBob Sports Jamboree with Vikings legend Chuck Foreman. This show presented by 10K Construction. Minnesota is the land of 10K Construction. And Chuck, you were kind enough to be on Fox last Sunday night,
right.
Sports Now, talking about the Vikings and where this team is going and the positive vibes that you're picking up watching this team play games this season. How much can that carry them when times get tough, right? When you have to count on yourselves, because your teams always were able to dig themselves out of some crazy holes got the win.
I think with the ownership and they're starting to bring the leadership on the Vikings, they're starting to bring in the players that they want. And there's a type of players that they want, aggressive, smart players. And, we see them in the preseason, then they're winning. Now it doesn't count, but still it builds confidence on every level. They changed a few, like the kicking and all that stuff. I don't know. I think you get by that first wave this year, you might score some points that way too. But I just think anything you do is in the preseason is going to be. It helps in the beginning of the regular season, and it carries over, and you get that confidence level in the things that you're doing. The more you do them, you find out what works better for your personnel, and they deliver for you, and it brings a whole different confidence to the team.
All right. Now, you were out and about last week making appearances. Right. You got appearances this week in Montevideo on Friday, and then St. Cloud and Sartell on Saturday.
Right. So I started Friday in Montevideo at noon, and going to stay there to probably about 3. And then Saturday I'll go up to St. Cloud to the Walmart up there and Sartell. So I'm going to be busy.
All right. Weekend. The reason I bring that up, and just go to Chuck's social media accounts, chuckforeman44.com, or his X page, and you can see where they're at and where he will be in the times. You can pick that up there. But you were in Alexandria a week ago. What did you find out when you were there?
Well, I found out that we have a lot of listeners up that way. Just about 80% of the people that came visit us in Walmart listen to this show.
That's
so that was awesome, to know that we are reaching out and people are listening to us on Saturday.
Well, that's great. That's on KXRA up in Alexandria, and in St. Cloud, the Bears 660 carries the show. Right. And we thank those people for tuning in and being a part of this project that we do here, because here is where you get straight talk about the Vikings. Chuck, even though you're a former Viking, you will tell people exactly what's going on. Well, you will not sugarcoat what you're seeing on the games on Sunday.
You get the good, the bad, the ugly. No question about it, but mostly it's been good, so we haven't really had to go to the ugly. We haven't had a whole lot of ugly.
No.
But we've had some bad. But it's always fun to speak the truth about the team that you love. And, all of us here, we're Viking fans, and we want to see them do well. I'd certainly like to see them get back to the Super Bowl real soon. And so I think with this new leadership they have, I think that they got the possibilities are great.
Yeah, and the thing is, you said it best. If you don't want to know something, don't ask me.
Don't ask.
Because you're going to get the Brian Flores type answer. It's going to be the facts.
It's going to be the fact. It's not going to be anything other than that.
And one other thing about that thing that Harrison Phillips talked to the media afterwards, and he summed it up this way. He said there is positive reinforcement from coaching and negative reinforcement from coaching. And he says it's up to the individual to figure out how to process and handle it and make themselves better.
Exactly. You couldn't say it better than that. I knew he was smart, even though he's a defensive lineman. I knew he was smart when I met him last year. So yeah, he's hitting right on the nail, on the button.
All right, yeah. So let's hope this team has a lot more positives to talk about. One more preseason game to go, and then it is finally time to play football. We'll take a break here. Bob Sansevier will join us on the other side of the break. You're listening to the JimBob Sports Jamboree presented by 10K Construction. Minnesota is the land of 10K Construction.
On behalf of Vikings legend Chuck Foreman and Fox 9's Jim Rich, I'm Bob Sansevier, and I want to say thank you to all of our listeners and our radio partners, KXRA in Alexandria, KRWC in Buffalo, KDHL in Faribault and Owatonna, KDAL and WDSM in Duluth, WNMT in Hibbing, KTOE in Mankato, AM 660 The Bear, WBHR in St. Cloud, and Wild 102 FM in Roseau. Also, KWOA AM FM in Worthington, and KKBJ in Bemidji, and Bob Total Country serving the Twin Cities of Minneapolis, St. Paul, and surrounding areas. We'll talk to you later.